Legend City Wrestling, the mysterious T-Bone Jack Sloan goes head-to-head with LCW powerhouse, Mr. Fantastic.
Oh, it's you again. Eh? You're always looking for answers from old T-Bone Jack Sloan. Well, let me give you the story. I'm about moments away from getting in the ring with Mr. Fantastic. And Mr. Fantastic, I've been doing my research, buddy. I know you've been doing very well here in Legend City Wrestling. I know you're a fan favorite all the way across the island of Newfoundland. Which got me thinking, why does everybody respect the man who hides behind a mask? You know why? Because all of you in Newfoundland, just like Mr. Fantastic, are scared little sheep. He hides behind his mask, you hide behind your problems. But let me tell you, everybody, when you act like a sheep, the wolves are gonna come out to prey. In Newfoundland, the wolf is home. T-Bone Jack Sloan preys on Mr. Fantastic tonight. And I've got a special little surprise for him, so stay tuned.
Welcome, wrestling fans, to this edition of LCW's Legends of Wrestling here on NTV. I'm the voice of LCW, Commissioner Mike Barrington, along with my broadcast colleagues, John the Biz Bennett and Dan Bjorkdahl. Now this week, coming to the ring in our first contest, we've got T-Bone Jack Sloan.
Well, that's exactly right there, Mr. Mike Barrington. This happens to be T-Bone's second appearance here on LCW's Legends of Wrestling. Unfortunately, last time out, he came out on the negative end of the stick against Titus. John Biz, would you like to fill us in a little bit on the history here of T-Bone Jack Sloan for our viewers who are not that familiar with him?
T-Bone Jack Sloan, pound for pound, is one of the most dangerous competitors. And honestly, when he said a moment ago that he is a wolf amongst sheep, I agree with him 120%. This man, the more I see him, the more unhinged he seems, and that makes him a very dangerous competitor here in Legend City Wrestling.
But I need to tell you about a situation that arose last week involving LCW official Matt Wheeler, in a situation where he was attacked by Max Power in a match.
Alright, don't you worry about Max Power. I'll be taking care of it, alright? I promise.
Whoa, what's going on there, little buddy?
I'm sick. I am sick of getting picked on by everybody out there.
Picked on, eh? Listen, I got an idea, man. Let's have a little chat. So this is what I'm thinking.
Well, it would seem that Mr. Fantastic has taken referee Matt Wheeler under his wing, and now making his way to the ring, the one and only Mr. Fantastic.
That's 100% correct, Mr. Barrington. It seems as though Mr. Fantastic has taken it upon himself to sort of mentor referee Matt Wheeler. Apparently Matt Wheeler's gone through quite a bit of bullying, so to speak, and Mr. Fantastic, who is definitely a big advocate of this entire anti-bullying campaign, would like to see a stop put to this. I don't know, what do you think there, John Biz? Well, I know exactly what you're going to say, but because we have to ask you, we're going to ask you. What's your opinion?
My opinion is that Mr. Fantastic should be actually removed from the active roster. The biggest hypocrite in this promotion. Anti-bullying? He's one of the biggest bullies on this roster.
How? How is he a bully? What has he done? What kind of evidence do you have that demonstrate that Mr. Fantastic has been a bully?
closed fist shots, and he's intimidated every single official and every single person in a position of power, including yourself, Danny boy, to ensure that no repercussions actually happen to him.
Well, do you hear that, Dan? Do you hear that? That's John Biz blowing smoke. But folks, right now, we need to take a commercial break as Mr. Fantastic lies in the corner. Wrestling fans, LCW is coming to a town near you. Tuesday, April 30th at the Palace in Corner Brook. Wednesday, May 1st at the Polar Center in St. Anthony. Friday, May 3rd at the Labrador City Arena. Saturday, May 4th at the E.J. Broomfield Arena in Happy Valley Goose Bay. For more information, visit our website, legendcitywrestling.com, or call us toll-free 1-855-LEGEND-4. Welcome back, wrestling fans, to LCW's Legends of Wrestling right here on NTV. And currently in the ring, we've got T-Bone, Jack Sloan, and Mr. Fantastic.
That is 100% correct there, Mr. Barrington. With the crowd squarely behind Mr. Fantastic, demonstrating their dislike for T-Bone Jack Sloan there, Mr. Biz.
You know something? This is where myself and T-Bone Jack Sloan can identify with each other. I don't like the sheep in the crowd, neither does Jack Sloan, and he's going to prove here tonight that he doesn't need these people in order to get a victory.
But this is where I disagree with you, because the energy from all of his so-called little fantastics, is exactly how Mr. Fantastic comes out on top. Is that he thrives from the energy, he thrives from the support from all the screaming fans in order to overcome any adversaries that step in his way. So I tend to disagree with you there, John Biz, where T-Bone Jack Sloan might not require the support of any fans. Mr. Fantastic happens to be the exact opposite.
And you know something? That's absolutely fine for the masked man, the masked hypocrite that is Mr. Fantastic, to require, to need that type of vindication from the fans that he is doing the right thing.
No, I'm going to interrupt you. It has nothing to do with vindication. It's just that he feeds on the positive energy from all of the little fantastics. It's plain and simple. The louder they are, the more they scream, the louder they cheer, the better he does. Right, Mike?
And further to that point, Mr. Fantastic reciprocates that positive energy by involving himself in the LCW anti-bullying campaign. He visits schools, he talks to kids, and he does a great job reciprocating that positive energy to all of his fantastics.
Exactly, I agree 100%.
Well, let's see, guys, if this symbiotic relationship between Mr. Fantastic and the peons in the cheap seats is actually going to make any difference when he goes head-to-head, toe-to-toe, smack for smack against T-Bone Jack Sloan.
What I don't understand is what is the purpose of slapping Mr. Fantastic in his face? A man that clearly weighs over 230 pounds. Why would you want to anger a man the size of Mr. Fantastic?
It's all about psychological warfare. T-Bone Jack Sloan has a game plan. He's going to come in here. He's going to show everybody that their hero can get angry and lose control. And once he's lost control, he's off of his game plan.
Well, we're going to see what happens exactly right now when Mr. Fantastic gets angry. And here Mr. Fantastic comes off the ropes. Oh, and he gives T-Bone Jack Sloan a taste of his own medicine there, Biz. What do you have to say about that?
You know something? As crazy as it sounds, I completely understand what T-Bone is doing right now. He's taking Fantastic out of his element. He's making him angry. And eventually, Fantastic will make a mistake. And you can guarantee that's when the predator that is T-Bone Jack Sloan will strike.
Well, right now it appears that T-Bone is doing nothing of the such, and Mr. Fantastic has the upper hand as he reverses the hip toss. There goes Jack Sloan, arm drag, right into the ropes. Mr. Fantastic picks him up for a huge body slam. unbelievable power being demonstrated by Mr. Fantastic.
And folks, we've got to take a commercial break. Don't go anywhere.
This is the Vampire Warrior Gangrel with LCW. And kids, I'm here to tell you, if you're being pushed around in school, picked on in any kind of way, name pulling, hair, taunting, hey, don't be afraid to go tell a teacher, a fellow classmate, or your parents that this is happening, because it's not cool. And in my book, you're always banging and banging, and that's all you gotta know.
Welcome back, everybody, to LCW's Legends of Wrestling here on NTV. And here we see T-Bone Jack Sloan trying to take back control of this contest.
And here we go. This is precisely what I told you would happen. T-Bone Jack Sloan lulled Mr. Fantastic into a false sense of security, and when Fantastic wasn't on his guard, bang, that's when T-Bone strikes.
Well, I gotta say, by the looks of those closed fists there, John Biz, I'm not so sure that T-Bone's really playing by those so-called rules you like to implement.
These so-called rules?
Oh, and a big back body drop there from Mr. Fantastic to T-Bone.
I'm sorry, before I was rudely interrupted by another one of your cronies, Dan, I was just going to say that Mr. Fantastic actually throws the exact same closed fist every single time. And here we go. We see that T-Bone is actually playing possum here as he gets the foot up as Fantastic came down off of the second rope.
And here goes T-Bone with a massive flying elbow from corner to corner and a flying clothesline onto Fantastic, knocking square on his back in the middle of the ring.
And there we can see the look of concern on all the fans' faces right now.
Absolutely. The fans are letting T-Bone know what they think of him and his ways as he continues to pummel Mr. Fantastic down into the ground. But here Mr. Fantastic is trying to fight back with all the little Fantastics squarely behind him, cheering him on, right, Mike?
Definitely, they're really reaching down and grabbing every ounce of power in Mr. Fantastic right now as he goes for a couple of punches to the midsection of T-Bone.
But T-Bone is quick to cut him off with a big headbutt, and down to the ground goes for a pin and only gets a one cover there, Mr. Biz.
And that's because, once again, biased officiating. Fantastic is in the ring. Chris Walsh isn't actually going to do his job the way he should and call it straight down the middle because he's been instructed by LCW Commissioner Mike Barrington and LCW owner Dan Bjorkdahl to take care of their boy, Mr. Fantastic, the guy who sells the tickets, the guy who sells the merch.
I don't understand where you're coming from. He kicked out at one. The only possible way that T-Bone would have won if it was a quick 1, 2, 3, which means there would have been a one-sided officiating there, Biz.
How do you live with yourself? How do you sleep at night knowing the level of corruption that exists in your company?
Because I have a very comfortable bed, John Biz. That's how I sleep with myself. Anyways, back to the action here on NTV with T-Bone Jack Sloan with a reverse, appears to be chin lock there on Mr. Fantastic, who's down on the ground trying to fight back up.
And he's getting the fans behind him, Dan.
Absolutely, as they should and as they always have. And Mr. Fantastic coming out with a couple of really strong shots to T-Bone's midsection.
Oh my goodness!
What a belly-to-back suplex from Mr. Fantastic to T-Bone Jack Sloan.
Strong shots? Don't you mean closed fists? You're so quick to condemn T-Bone Jack Sloan, but you're willing to ignore that exact same behavior from your boy, Mr. Fantastic.
And as your boy is having some closed fists of his own to the back of the head of Mr. Fantastic.
Well, regardless of what's happening, T-Bone Jack Sloan is in control of this match. Fans, don't go anywhere. We're taking a commercial break. Stay tuned.
Wrestling fans, LCW is coming to a town near you. Tuesday, April 30th at the Palace in Corner Brook. Wednesday, May 1st at the Polar Center in St. Anthony. Friday, May 3rd at the Labrador City Arena. Saturday, May 4th at the E.J. Broomfield Arena in Happy Valley, Goose Bay. For more information, visit our website, LegendCityWrestling.com, or call us toll-free 1-855-LEGEND-4. Welcome back, wrestling fans, to LCW's Legends of Wrestling here on NTV. Currently in the ring, Mr. Fantastic and T-Bone Jack Sloan seems to be taking control.
He's got a reverse chinlock with Mr. Fantastic with the support of his little Fantastics.
And he's battling out.
Absolutely getting T-Bone Jack Sloan right back into the corner. And he goes to shoot him off. Oh, he takes the buckle really, really hard. And here goes Mr. Fantastic.
Oh, no!
Oh, he ate T-Bone's elbow. And I'm quite convinced that he probably got knocked out or pretty close to it. What do you think, Mr. Biz?
I think this is great. T-Bone Jack Sloan is actually exposing your infallible hero, Mr. Fantastic, for the chump that he actually is.
How? By delivering a solid elbow. What's he exposing? I don't understand where you're coming
That he
from.
is not the infallible, indestructible symbol that you have built him up to be, that the fans have accepted him as because you have force-fed them, Mr. Fantastic.
Force-feeding him how? By putting him in a match and he overcomes the odds with the support of his little Fantastics.
And the support of the biased
a
official.
big leg drop from the top rope.
Absolutely. Sorry, Mike. Thank you for cutting us off because obviously Biz and I are bantering back and forth when we should be concentrating on the action. And Mr. Fantastic just kicked out of a massive flying leg drop off the second rope.
And now, just like the predator that he actually is, T-Bone Jack Sloan right back on top of Mr. Fantastic.
I will give it to you, though, Mr. Biz, that T-Bone is ruthless. He doesn't stop. He doesn't cater to the fans. He doesn't talk to the fans. All he does is continuously pound on Mr. Fantastic. He doesn't give up. He doesn't stop. His goal is to wear down Mr. Fantastic to the point where he will come out victorious. He has a game plan and he's executing this perfectly, isn't he, Mike?
Definitely, and as we see here, Mr. Fantastic is a 2 count there. Is he going to be able to come out of this?
Yes.
Yes, he is.
Yes, from that camera angle, I thought he was down for the count, but obviously he just missed the mat by inches. Inches. And he's battling his way up with the support. You can see all the kids standing up, cheering him, the thunder sticks in the air. Oh, and T-Bone cuts him off again. And here he goes into the corner. Oh, geez, he almost drove him right to the outside there, Mr. Mike.
Definitely, and now Mr. Fantastic trying to regroup quickly as T-Bone drives the knee into the midsection.
And he goes into the second turnbuckle.
Uh-oh.
Mr. Biz, you know what this means. It looks like Mr. Fantastic is having a hard time feeling any of those turnbuckles.
See, and this is what I don't understand. How can this man actually withstand the onslaught that T-Bone Jack Sloan is doling out right now and still come back?
And there he goes. He blocks the turnbuckle. He turns it around and he starts pounding T-Bone's head right into the corner to the point where he can't even stand up.
Well, John Biz, you're wondering where Mr. Fantastic gets the energy, and it comes back to one thing. His Fantastics. He's taking that kinetic energy and changing it into what he needs to beat T-Bone Jack Sloan.
And coming off with 2 massive Polish hammers, T-Bone staggers right back into the corner. There Mr. Fantastic goes to throw him. It's reversed. And here he comes. Big.
Oh, and a boot right to the face.
Oh, you know T-Bone's going to feel that one. And what is this? Grabs him by the head. He's going for the massive tornado DDT.
Oh, look at that.
He just planted T-Bone's head right into the canvas. What an effective move. But we got to see here, does Mr. Fantastic have enough strength there, Biz?
I don't think so. He has been taking a massive beating from T-Bone Jack Sloan, and Sloan's going to get out of this, I can guarantee you, and there's going to be hell to pay.
And what are those 3 elbows right to the head? Oh no! This could be over right now. T-Bone goes for the cover after he got into the TKO.
Oh, and it's only a 2 count.
Jeez, that was really, really close to being a 3. He missed that by inches there, Mike.
Look, and he's trying again.
T-Bone seems a bit perturbed at the fact that he could not finish Mr. Fantastic off.
And again, it goes right back to the energy that Mr. Fantastic is deriving from all those screaming Fantastics.
I'm telling you, Biz, there is something behind the energy that Mr. Fantastic gets from all of his fans. But I don't understand. Here, Mr. T-Bone is going for that bone. This is illegal. He can't be using this.
Well, you know something? Have you ever stopped to consider that maybe the game plan wasn't victory, wasn't winning this match all along, and it was more about actually
It backfired on him!
Oh, Biz, I don't know what you're trying to talk about here, but it's quite obvious that Mr. Fantastic is taking advantage of T-Bone's mistake.
Oh, and there it is, the
You know what?
TKO!
There was a foreign object involved right there.
He's going for the
Right at that
3,
place.
and Mr. Fantastic comes out on top, and the place is up in arms. They can't believe it. They're going crazy at the CLB Armory here in St. John's.
And fans, next week on LCW Legends of Wrestling, our champion, Cowboy Mike Hughes, has a few words for his opponent, the Vampire Warrior, Gangrel. Let's listen in.
As you can see, all the wrongs have been righted in the world today, and the gold belt is back around the waist of Cowboy Mike Hughes. And you know what? I have a match with international superstar, former WWE superstar, Gangrel, the Vampire Warrior. And let me tell you something, Gangrel, I don't blame you. You want to come in here and challenge for the most important title in professional wrestling today. But you're going to be just like everybody else. You're going to get pinned in the middle of the ring, 1, 2, 3, and be one more statistic in the win-loss column for Cowboy Mike Hughes. I'm going to beat your butt from pillar to post and knock those stinking fangs out of your mouth and send you on the first plane off this filthy rock. So I'm actually doing you a favor. So Gangrel, don't take this personal. Don't get all depressed. You're just one more notch on my belt.